Today I am talking about 3 Weird Girl books that I read in May that I absolutely loved, and I would highly recommend checking out any of these books if you are looking for some Weird Girl literature to read this summer. 2 of them are horror and one of them is just a general psychological exploration. First up, we have All Fours by Miranda July. I love Miranda July's writing. I feel like she's kind of one of the OG Weird Girls, if anyone's seen her indie films from the 90s. And the protagonist is this middle-aged woman, typical suburban life, husband, small child, who is just feeling a bit stuck in life, and she runs into this very handsome young man. And then things just kind of keep going off the rails from there. I think Miranda July's humor is probably not for everyone, but I think what she does so well in her writing is how she can take very complicated character psychology and not just make it funny, but make it very playful. But overall, I thought this was a really great exploration of desire. There's also a lot of themes in here around like a woman going through perimenopause. There's also some sapphic themes that come in later in the book. Next up, we have The Lamb by Lucy Rose. I wasn't expecting it to be the emotional gut punch that it ended up being. It is a horror book and there are some pretty grotesque, very vivid imagery in here. This is all told through the perspective of a young girl who lives in this homestead in the woods with her mother, and mom is a ravenous cannibal. Here you have cannibalism being an allegory for narcissistic parenting. At least that's how I took it. Very toxic mother and daughter relationship. And again, by the end of it, I was gagging and crying. Literally gagging, because there's some things in here that are just so disgusting. And then finally, we have The Unworthy by Augustina. I always butcher her last name, Battricia. Most well known for Tender is the Flesh. This one did not disturb me as much as Tender in the Flesh, but it did make me feel much more sad. This is yet another book that is taking place in a post-apocalyptic world after some sort of climate catastrophe. And the book is following these survivors, this group of women who are staying in this convent. It did give me some nunsploitation vibes, if anyone is familiar with that type of subgenre of cinema. And overall, it's very much a book about how do you find and sustain joy and love in a world like this? And how do we keep sharing our stories and keeping our stories alive in these kinds of scenarios? Also another book that has sapphic characters in it. All 3 of these books have that. If you have read any of these books and enjoyed them like I did and can recommend similar Weird Girl books, please let me know what I should be adding to my TBR.